All right, all right, all right. Where is my chat? Where's my chat? Goals. All right, here we go. Priorities. What is up, guys? I gotta open my phone to see the chat now. Yeah, the camera's different from yesterday. Let me go ahead and get this ready. Unbetter. All right, chat. Oh shit. Let me fix that. It looks odd on my screen. My control panel back on the side. All right, let's get that out of here. Focus on this stuff later. All right, guys. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? All right, all right, all right, guys. All right. Opening up YouTube right now. My fault, my fault, my fault. You'll have to give me 1 minute, 1 minute now. I'm gonna pull up our video for tonight. I gotta save this BandLab project though. The camera quality will change soon. Give it like a week. Give it like 2 weeks. We're reacting to the most wonderful secret by Volko. Okay? I don't know how to say his name, but we'll be reacting to something tonight. So whoever wants to you know, hold on. Still getting the live out there to people. Just for the heads up, I will not be able to see chat for a minute. Oh, actually, I will. I go to my channel. All right. All right, yo. We've been live for 6 minutes now. All right.
My waffle is true waffle. The waffle. That's waffle. Waffle batter. Then send it straight to the David. That's true waffle.
All right, y'all. You getting ready to react to this video? First thing tonight is we react to the video. Second thing, I don't know yet. I have a TV over here to see if the stream is running smooth. What is up? What is up? What is up? Let's get ready to hold on. Open up the tube. All right, while we waiting, get ready to react to this right here. 30 minutes long, by the way. All right. My stream is looking pretty decent tonight. Looking pretty decent. All right, what's up, guys? You're currently reacting to the wonderful secrets. The wonderful secret. Which is that video about the Big Steen. Yo, I can't say his name on YouTube, but the Big Steen. If you know the Big Steen, you know who I'm talking about. We hate the Big Steen over here, though. Just to put that out there. We hate the Big Steen. Fuck the Big Steen. But to get into this video.
In 2016, Donald Trump sold himself as the savior of the American people. Pointing at an obviously broken system, he created the idea that he was the only one who could drain the swamp, exposing the corruption of—
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that 2016 election was rigged. Because they say originally we're supposed to have Hillary Clinton as our president. That's the original timeline for all that conspiracy theorists. Bro, orange Thai tea from McDonald's is so good. This is off topic, but it's so good. All right. Let's go.
the government and empowering the other half of the country. And as a result, he built the biggest populist movement in modern American history, all on the back of one promise: make America great again. But
Lies.
then, after 2 years in office, he was faced with the ultimate
Today we're in our bag for politics. I know I'm not a political guy, but I'm in my politic bag today. I've been feeling a little political. My hair looks a little wonky today. I gotta fix my hair. I mean, yo, chat, should I cut it all off? Should I cut it all off, chat? Should I cut it all off? Should I restart from the beginning? When I had the baldy. I'm still getting the stream out there, so some people will be late. But yo, guys, tell me how y'all feel about this video when I'm streaming. Right? I don't want to just talk to myself.
Billionaire financier Jeffrey Epstein has been arrested. He was taken into custody overnight at a New Jersey airport.
Out of nowhere, a somewhat forgotten 10-year-old sex crime case was blown wide open by a journalist in Miami, alleging that the mysterious billionaire who had been convicted of trafficking young girls at his mansion in Palm Beach was far more complicated than originally thought, involving a much longer list of co-conspirators than anyone was aware of, with fingers pointed at a list of accomplices and clients that included the British royal family, former presidents, world-famous intellectuals.
Bro, the royal families are full of weirdos, yo. Like, really think about it, bro. They paid for their own... Hold on, bro. They pay for their own blood to get whacked off, bro. Let this sink in. They prayed... Not prayed. They paid... Holy shit, I can't speak. They paid for her to get whacked off, bro. In a car accident, by the way. Just put that out there. It's not even like a theory. It's true.
And more. But what no one expected was for the case to blow up in Donald Trump's face. Because the only problem was that Trump himself had a long personal history with Epstein, a documented friendship that went back decades. And
fucking James Brown in the background.
as more evidence from Jeffrey Epstein's life was revealed, it would start to look like he and Donald Trump were much closer than most people had ever imagined. So even now, the story just doesn't die. Because if the rules of society don't apply to the people who make them, we have to ask ourselves, do we even still live in a society at all? Or is the American dream a story that we tell ourselves at night? I'm Philip, you're watching Volksgeist, and this is the story of the friendship between the president and the most horrific pedophile to have ever been exposed, and what that means for all of us.
He was also a Satanist.
In the late 1980s, New York was a city of extremes. At the same time as the rate of violence and murder was shooting through the roof, it was also
Holy shit. I gotta get YouTube Premium. Not sponsored, not sponsored, not sponsored. Just putting that out there. It's not sponsored, by the way. Holy rat. Holy rat.
Ship is on fire.
also becoming a playground for the world's ultra-wealthy. Broad tax cuts and deregulation meant that the finance industry was growing at a rate that had never been seen before. Corporate raiders, stockbrokers, and CEO were running the town. At the same time, real estate speculation exploded, turning New York's skyline into a luxury brand. The nightlife, entertainment, and consumerism was growing to a level unrivaled anywhere else on Earth. The film Wall Street would depict the cultural attitude filling New York at the time as a manic sense of ambition where greed would not only be seen as acceptable but celebrated. The monologue where Michael Douglas says, "Greed, for a lack of a better word, is good," would be considered to be one of the greatest film quotes of the era.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
It didn't just memorialize a movie. It defined an entire era when even mainstream culture would come to validate, glorify, and worship the love of money for its own sake. Unprecedented consumerism and materialism, bold fashion, exotic cars, lavish parties, crazy lifestyles, the rise of corporate culture. This was a time that would serve as the basis for legendary movies like American Psycho and Wolf of Wall Street, both of which are more social commentary than they were fantasy. But more than movies, there would be a number of people who would make themselves infamous, building monuments to their own egos and ambition throughout the city, turning their New York exploits into the subject of not just local interest, but infiltrating all the way into media and celebrity culture around the world. No longer would money hide in boardrooms or offices. Now it was plastered on magazine covers, depicted in films, paraded down Fifth Avenue, and celebrated as the city itself became a temple to excess. Armand Hammer, Calvin Klein, Michael Milken, Steve Rubell, there were many personalities that would define this era of excess. But there was one.
Yo, this picture right here is funny as hell. I don't know why I find this picture funny. This nigga look like he... Listen. Everything that goes down in this video isn't even accusations, false information. It's all true now. If you... Yo, next stream, we're reading the files. We're reading Big Steen's files, bruh.
one who would check every box. Donald Trump, a flashy young real estate developer, had turned himself into a mythical creature. He splashed his name in gold across skyscrapers, posed larger than life on magazine covers, turned New York into his own personal stage, and with every tabloid headline and photo op, he sold a story of success that was unlike anything mainstream culture had seen before, redefining what it meant to be rich and famous. But speaking of being rich and famous, I did want to let everyone know that the shirt I'm wearing in this video, I designed and embroidered it myself, and it's on sale now. Media conglomerate and doesn't buying these stories that are store. That's my to do what we did in a 23-room mansion in Queens, but his family's money was far from glamorous in the sense we would think of it now. His father, Fred, had built thousands of middle-class apartments after the Great Depression, using government contracts from the city to make tens of millions of dollars by the time his son Donald was born in 1946. But Donald would make it his mission to take that relatively uninteresting legacy of apartment buildings and construct a world of glamour, ambition, and excess, taking his father's fortune and turning it into glittering towers, cover stories, movie cameos, and a personal brand big enough to dominate even New York City.
Donald Trump, as I say, is just 33 years old. He took his father's rather modest by current standards real estate empire in Brooklyn and expanded it considerably.
Fast forward to the late 80s, and by the time Donald Trump was 40 years old, he had become the human manifestation of the ambition and greed that defined the era. He stamped his name on his skyscrapers in big, bold letters.
Come and be dazzled. Trump Tower.
He owned casinos along the Jersey Shore. He bought the Plaza Hotel. He opened Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. But more than that, he had turned his business into a brand, which in itself became his business. His marriages and divorces, his sense of style, his media appearances, his quotes, it all became content.
Mr. and Mrs. Donald Trump. It's the Donald! Oh my God!
His blend of business and entertainment made him not just the most famous man in New York, but a symbol of a new era where celebrity and money could meet and create a completely new definition of the American dream. Not one of quiet hard work or modest success, but a dream of visibility, spectacle, and greed. Trump was the pioneer of this new era in 1980s New York. He was loud, selfish, and proud of it. He wasn't famous because of virtue, skill, or talent, but because he had money and wasn't afraid to say it. And truth be told, there was no one who was better at this than Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is the Hugh Hefner of the 90s.
But not everyone chasing power and money in New York would do it under neon lights and headlines. In the very same circles that Trump loudly dominated, there was another figure beginning to rise. And his name was Jeffrey Epstein. Similar to Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein grew up in a quiet outer borough of New York City. And like Trump, he spent the 1980s building a substantial private fortune. Although unlike Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein moved very quietly. Even in the finance industry where he worked, which was attracting more media attention year by year, Epstein left almost no record of his work behind him. But that didn't mean that their paths wouldn't cross anyway. And when they did, their meeting would create one of the most consequential relationships in modern American history, a connection whose true significance continues to haunt the nation decades later. In the late 80s, Palm Beach, Florida was a growing hotspot for the rich and famous to gather, party, and get away from the New York cold. It was there that Trump purchased the historic 70,000 square foot Mar-a-Lago estate in 1985. And just a couple years later, Jeffrey Epstein also happened to scoop up a 6-bedroom waterfront mansion just a mile down the road from Trump's new property. And the story goes that that's where and how they met. Two New Yorkers who both happened to buy vacation homes in a wealthy enclave in Florida where everybody knew everybody. But that isn't all they had in common. Jeffrey Epstein had a profoundly different start to his career than Donald Trump. While they did both grow up in the outer boroughs of New York.
Is that the fucking scene? Is that the fucking big scene right there? Oh, I'm texting someone right now.
1960s, Epstein didn't inherit millions of dollars and a business from his father. His parents were working class, and he ended up dropping out of college in his third year. In the mid-1970s, he ended up teaching at an elite private high school in Manhattan, although he would be fired from there for poor performance after just a year. But after a series of strange leaps forward, he ended up jumping to Bear Stearns, an immensely influential investment firm where he would also be fired for insider trading after just a couple more years. But by the late 1980s, Jeffrey Epstein had amassed a mysterious fortune by opening his own elite financial firm that supposedly served only clients with a fortune of $1 billion or more, even though he himself still had little to no public profile or notoriety at all. But as the 1980s ended, it became clear that the mysterious Epstein wanted to make a name for himself in the elite social scene of New York City. And so he went from being a mostly unknown banker to a permanent fixture in that world, with a big part of his new visibility actually coming from him being around the very, very visible Donald Trump, someone who had so many eyes on him that the media would start looking at you just for the virtue of being seen next to him. It began with typical neighborly stuff. In 1992, their first real appearance together on video comes from a party that Trump hosted where he invited NFL cheerleaders to dance and perform at Mar-a-Lago. In archived footage from NBC, in between shots of 45-year-old Donald Trump dancing his heart out in a crowd full of young models, you can see him welcoming Epstein to the party, speaking to him off to the side as they watch the cheerleaders dance. In one shot, he points to one of them and says to Epstein, "She's hot," before Epstein grins widely and laughs. Just a year later, Trump got married to Marla Maples, a television host and model from Georgia, at New York's historic Plaza Hotel, which he had recently purchased. Among a long list of celebrity guests was Jeffrey Epstein, who can be spotted in a number of photos from Donald Trump's second wedding.
Right now.
At the grand opening of the Harley Davidson Cafe
Get
in New
everybody
York
in
at
it.
the end of 1993, Epstein would be photographed standing next to Trump and his children Ivanka and Eric in a candid shot from the event. From 1997 to 99, there would be videos of them together at Mar-a-Lago and at Victoria's Secret Angels fashion events in New York. By the time the new century arrived, Epstein was no longer the strange man in the shadows he had once been. Seen in public often, especially with friends like Donald Trump, he started cultivating a sense of mystique that was of great interest to journalists and onlookers. A Boeing 727 parked on the tarmac with his name on it, a private island with full-time staff, the biggest
The island. Wait. I guess, bro. Come on. Shout out to Jumpers Jump. Shout out to Jumpers Jump. I DM Carlos. He never responded, by the way.
Kanye actually predicted all the Jeffrey Epstein Island goers in a music video. During
Kanye was never wrong.
college dropout, he predicted who was at the island, fam. Look at this. See how it opens up? A kid is being dragged by his legs. Immediately shows a Hollywood, depicting Hollywood. Looks like Marilyn Monroe. Closes up all the stars. And who is on the wall?
Who's that?
Donald Trump, Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Bill Gates. He was trying to warn us.
Oh, wait.
Remember that. Put that out there. Big steam, bro. The big
House in
steam.
Manhattan. If Epstein wasn't catching up to Trump, it was because he had already passed him. And so it was far too late for Epstein to remain a secret for long. Naturally, the questions arise. Who is this guy who seems to have a source of infinite wealth without anyone knowing who he is? How did he afford the largest private home in Manhattan without ever doing business in public? And how does he know all of these people And why do they like him so much? Epstein would be the subject of profiles in New York Magazine and Vanity Fair as journalists covering the scene tried to figure out how he became so connected without ever really making a name for himself in business first. And a big part of that was his connection to people like Donald Trump. When a journalist from New York Magazine called Trump in 2002 to ask for a quote on Epstein for a piece they were working on about him, he would reportedly boom through the speakerphone to say, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." But aside from their mentions of Epstein's obsession,
This nigga was like, yeah, I like him young, you know. Get that nigga out of here. Get that nigga out of here. Yo, the Big Steen's not dead. I'm gonna put that out there. My theory. Here's my theory. The Big Steen isn't dead. Listen, he's on a different island. He has multiple islands, I feel like. But I don't know if the Big Steen is gonna let the world know. You feel me? You feel me? Back into it, but like, listen. The Big Steen is on a different island, right? Hiding and preparing for the world to like freeze up and forget about him. But it's too late now. It's too late. He has to come out. The Big Yahoo and Big Steen are done for. The Big Yahoo and Big Steen are done for. Let's go.
with being surrounded by models, journalists would write about Epstein's meetings with Bill Clinton, his friendships with entrepreneurs like Donald Trump. But ultimately, most of them would write the whole thing off as Epstein likely having less than meets the eye behind his carefully curated persona. With no real history in business or finance to explain his connections, they kind of talked about him being a complicated con man more than anything. Throughout the 2000s, he would be known for his presence in elite intellectual circles. He hosted group dinners at his Manhattan townhouse. He flew academics and technologists to conferences and to his island. He styled himself as a patron of the big questions in science. He poured millions of dollars into Harvard and MIT, and photos from the time show him shoulder to shoulder with famous researchers and philanthropists. Guest lists
I know, it's just
from his townhouse read like a who's who of science and finance. The idea was simple. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't a mysterious hedge fund banker, he was a benefactor of knowledge. But then, it all very suddenly came crashing down.
EVE Online on Mac immerses you in a universe with...
Not sponsored.
Because in 2008, Jeffrey Epstein is arrested for soliciting sex from a 14-year-old girl in Palm Beach. And a year-long investigation yielded evidence of dozens of possible victims, but he ended up pleading guilty to just one, and he was sentenced to 18 months in prison. At the time, the case didn't make national headlines, but it did make Epstein a social outcast, or at least it should have. When he was released 6 months early, though, Epstein's social life largely went right back to normal. Not only did many of his friends stay around him, in fact, he only gained even more. His friends in the scientific community would defend him. His famous celebrity dinner parties resumed unchanged. People like Woody Allen, Chelsea Handler, Prince Andrew, they'd all stay by his side. After prison, he would go on to host meetings with Bill Gates. He would work with former Israeli and South American politicians. For a convicted sex offender, his reputation seemed basically untouched. In comparison to the people who would vouch for him, his outspoken critics were nowhere to be found. And at the same time, the details of the Epstein case had never quite been picked up by mainstream media or national consciousness. With his case having taken place before mass adoption of social media, the average person simply didn't know much about Epstein or his crimes. But at the end of 2018, that would change when Julie Brown of the Miami Herald broke a 3-part story called Perversion of Justice that revealed a truth that had been almost completely hidden about the Epstein case. And that
we can all agree he's a madman. Am I wrong? I mean, that is a madman. Epstein was willing to do a lot to hide this. But let's talk about what he did. I can't say too much. I might get banned. He you know what? Let's change the video, bruh. I might get banned from this, yo. Let's open OBS real quick. Yo, I need my moderators, bruh. Where my moderator at, bruh? Where's my number one moderators? I have 2 moderators for this channel, by the way. Listen. My mods, I need y'all here. I don't think Zone's coming. But Tammy, I need you here, mod. I'm on a little streak right now, bro. I'm on a hot streak. I've been live 4 days in a row. No, 3 days in a row. And uploaded a video. But listen. We Yo, what's good, Keyshawn? Yo, listen. The Big Steen isn't dead. I refuse to make I refuse to believe that the Big Steen is dead. Yeah. But let me know what y'all think, bro. My moderator's finally here. Thank God, bro. I've been waiting for my mod to join. I only have 2 mods. Come on, Timmy, do your job. You have 1 job. And trust me, once I start making money off of content, you'll get paid. I'm looking at chat from my phone, so if I'm reading something for so long, it's because I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I just had McDonald's for dinners. So yeah. Man, let me just have a deep talk real quick, man. Yo, what y'all tell me? How y'all doing? And what y'all going through? And I'm gonna see if I got advice for y'all. All right? How y'all doing and what y'all going through? That's the topic right now. Yes, I did. How y'all doing and what y'all going through, bro? Tell me right now. Tell me right now. I bet you I got advice for it. I bet y'all I got advice for it. Tell me, y'all, what y'all going through? Bro, text it in chat and I'll tell you I got advice for it. I'm telling y'all. I know how to get over this. Any problem y'all going through, I can get over it. Watch. No? Alright. Fuck y'all. I'm kidding. It's not fuck y'all. I love you guys. Alright, let's see. Let's refresh the YouTube homepage. I'm not sharing my screen until I find a video. Communist G, the desensitization of our generation. Desensitized our generation. I can't fucking speak, bruh. I can't speak, yo. I fucking hate the English language. I hate the English language. Why am I lagging? What was I lagging on the stream? Y'all like this camera angle more than the one from yesterday, or do y'all want the eye level one right here, like where y'all can see me like eye to eye? Let me show y'all. Y'all can get this angle. Y'all fuck with this one? Or y'all fuck with the like overhead type shit? Oh damn, the camera leaning side. What the fuck going on in Miami, bruh? Oh shit, the camera's like sideways. Holy shit. Oh. Only real niggas know where I get the shirt from. I'm just putting out there, chat. Only real niggas know where I get the shirt from. Oh, right. Let me check the phone. Let me check the cellular device right now, chat. What's up, YouTube? It's your guy, Connor McCoy. I'm kidding. I'm never gonna make a YouTube video like that. Unless I already have. Alright, but like I was saying, tell me some of y'all problems y'all going through in life, and I'll tell y'all something until I find a good video, alright? Also, can you please like and share the stream? Like and share the stream, by the way. Like and share the stream right now. Guys, try to hit the goal of 10K before my friends. You know, hold on, chat. I gotta go. My room is a mess. I'm gonna put that
English is my second language, and I always have so many ideas in my head, but I find it hard
hold on, y'all.
to organize and express them.
That was a YouTube ad. I'm going up to the bathroom. All right, y'all wait. I will be back. Y'all wait. All right, chat. I'm back. I'm back. I had to go take a piss and then help my family. But I'm back. I didn't leave you guys like a certain content creator. We won't get into that. Listen. I need everybody to share the stream right now. We're about to react to another video.
Tragedies are things that have happened throughout everyone's lifetime, whether you were born in modern times with getting it directly sent to you through your phone from a relative, or in caveman times where you would see your whole village get squad wiped in 0.2 seconds by a 15-foot saber-toothed tiger and have to survive the next 30 years alone. And as the years have went on in a whole 2 generations, have grown up with social media and the internet in front of their faces. Slowly over time, we've become more and more desensitized to any public tragic events happening. It went from a couple of years of no joking time in the public, and if you did, people would make a salty face at you, to now just waiting a couple of days and it ends up being in some brain rot TikTok video.
Hold her down for me.
Did you get my email?
Eli.
Jeff, can I come in?
Name 5 kids for me.
5 kids. Jaden Smith.
Move. Pussy.
What?
Big H. Hobbits are inside.
You serious? What?
We really have reached the point of no matter how crazy an event is or how up a situation is, there's gonna be some AI edit of it on TikTok or Twitter within an hour. And this isn't something that happened overnight. It's been a build-up through years of joking on the internet. One of the things that really started it with social media was right after 9/11. Right after 9/11 happened, it was like the world froze for that day. No one knew, not only in America, what the was next, but frankly around the world. If one of the most powerful countries in the world could face a tragedy like that, then everyone had to wonder if it would happen to them. Man, even with me being in my dad's ball sack at that time, I was contemplating should I even be born. Luckily I chose to, so you're welcome y'all, but it was that serious. I remember it like it was yesterday. And at that time, it wasn't common to make jokes about serious things like that, especially in the media or in public. So any TV show or movie that did was facing the wrath of thousands of callers to the television network that aired the show, saying to cancel it, which looking back on is funny for one network to complain about it and say they were canceling their membership. True, some parents and grandparents back in the 2000s wasn't even letting their kids watch SpongeBob because they thought it was too demonic. Family Guy was the first show that kind of started doing 9/11 jokes in the mainstream, and so many people hated them for it. There's this one notorious episode where Lois is running to be mayor and makes fun of politicians using it for advantage, which is a classic now.
9/11 was bad.
I agree with that. What are your plans for cleaning up our environment?
9/11.
What about our traffic problem?
9/11.
And after show
picked a great name, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
VoiceMod gives you over 150
shows and media started comfortably doing it, it became normal to make jokes about it online. Honestly, even when I think about it, the amount of people still making jokes about it from the mid-2010s to 2020s was a lot. Like when the whole generation of Gen Z who wasn't as connected to it compared to other generations saw the memes. I feel that was the start of us being desensitized to tragedies and not caring as much. And I remember when I started seeing these crazy tragedies and shown to me by people in school, which made me wonder how the my peers was getting all the I didn't like looking at gore back then, and I still don't to this day. Any edgy person online that says they like looking at gore because it's intriguing low-key scares me. Like, I feel like you got some serial killer tendencies. Like, I'd randomly be at the lunch table and someone would point at their phone being like, hey Tommy, come look at this. And it was a whole ass ISIS beheading video of someone. Or it would be some weird sexual video, like 2 girls in 1 cup type of videos. I still don't know where they got these videos and how they had them casually on their phones, because I did not have them. Actually, I know exactly where they got them, LiveLeak. I thank the Lord every day that LiveLeak does not exist anymore. That website contributed to millions of kids' trauma. It's not like that content is exactly gone though. All kids have to do now is go on Twitter/X and type in what they want to see. I truly think though, that time before things started to get more moderated is what contributed to us being so desensitized now. People will say the internet is still unmoderated like that and you can still find crazy things, which you can, but it's become less accessible. Like, these companies have faced lawsuits and had to crack down on safety issues and fix these things. One of the main things that set me off for making this video recently was Epstein. As most of you know, recently the Department of Justice finally released the majority of the Epstein files they had at hand, being 3 million pages. People are rumoring it's actually not everything and there's more, which I'm 100% sure. There is things they did not release, but this release was honestly more than I thought we'd get. All this in these files basically proved every schizophrenic conspiracy theorist from 10 years ago on the internet right. We're talking sick shit, like obviously world leaders being involved in the crimes and having Epstein trafficking people to them, talks of demonic rituals and literal cannibalism, and the worst thing of all, Epstein gooning to Five Nights at Freddy's character. This was really sick, dog. He used every which way he can to get off.
Yo, y'all can hear me now. Well, if I plug my headphones in, y'all can't hear me? Wait, can y'all hear me? Well, hold on. Now y'all can hear me. Hold on. Holy shit.
With the public finally getting a look into how dark shit gets in these elite circles confirmed by our government, it shocked most people, even on the internet all the time, on how real everything they heard may be going on was. And one of the first things that started happening when the files released was, you guessed it,
everyone just memeing the shit out of it.
But you can't do this to me. I started this company.
You know how much I sacrificed?
It's to the point, if you search up Epstein on TikTok, it's nothing but memes and random edits. Am I sitting here saying you can't laugh at some brain rot meme of Epstein on TikTok? No, that's up to you. Some of them are funny just because of how ridiculous they're made. But people aren't.
Check out how this app helped me buy whatever I want in my favorite game. Unlimited money makes it so you can get what you want from the game right from jump without the grind. Let me talk about this in Starfield real quick. Look at this 6 ship I was able to get, and I didn't even have to go on 50+ missions to earn enough cash. Now watch me toggle it on GTA 5. Bro, do you know how many heists it would have taken me to get all that cash? Download WeMod and see for yourself.
Holy shit. These ads. I forgot about the ads. Not sponsored. Not sponsored. Not sponsored. Not sponsored. All right.
People aren't even taking the severity of this situation at all. Like, I can't blame you if you just can't laugh at this. But people aren't even taking the severity of this situation at all. Like, I can't blame you if you just can't laugh at the memes. And it's true, my conspiracy theory is that's how the government wants it. There's already theories online that the CIA and government have meme departments now to monitor situations online and soften them. They could very well be involved in making these dumb memes to make you laugh and forget how corrupt things actually are. Really think of it, especially if you live in America. The government lied to your face for the past year saying none of this stuff existed. Only folded when the whole public started rallying against it. Still didn't release it on time required by law. Then released the files randomly, exposing some of the people in the highest positions of government and CEOs. And want us to move on like nothing happened and get back to our daily lives. People have been assuming these theories for decades, so maybe I thought that's why we would take it more serious. But no one could have ever guessed 10 or 15 years ago someone making a kawaii edit of Epstein on TikTok. The news moves so fast now, people have already moved on. If all of this came out before social media, and especially with a president involved with this person, people would have overthrown the government and stormed it by now. And our generation always wants to be empathetic with a person no matter how bad they are. Which now has that group of people making
sad edits of Epstein.
Mr. Epstein, were you sexually abused as a minor? Were you sexually abused as a minor?
That must be so confusing for a little girl. And I know you're gonna need me.
Might as well make a sad edit of Adolf while you're at it. I swear, if y'all around in the 40s, you would have made sad edits of Adolf when he died. Aww, but he was such a good artist and he got rejected. That probably weighed on his conscience so much. One of the reasons I think these meme edits happen, especially for Gen Z, is the fact that a majority feels so disconnected from the government and aren't even representing the government at all and have no hope that they don't even care anymore, and no won't change, at least for a while. We're still like a couple of decades away before Gen Z has the full power of government, and we know the government now is hitting their final robbery for boomers before throwing it to the next generation. So a lot of people would just feel cooked and feel they can't change much anyways, so why not make stupid edits of this stuff? AI has only increased it and made it easier to make fun of this stuff. You don't even gotta handcraft the meme, the machine can do it for you. Even with the corruption now, people are making fun of it and don't care. The newest being memes about Netanyahu, with his corruption being so obvious and everyone in the public now knowing. There's an entire trend on TikTok of people trying to summon him to save them.
Netanyahu! Kill this guy and my life is yours!
Netanyahu! He's driving at 20 miles per hour!
My God. The big Yahoo. I know what you're doing. I know the lies, the truths, everything. You are behind.
President Netanyahu! Beat this Carlo! And my wife is yours! Netanyahu! Save us! Netanyahu! Netanyahu! Help me! I'm at 3%!